A lot of keyboards today simply function as basic devices made to help you with all your typing needs. Aside from these, there are also keyboards specially designed for gaming, where shorter travel and pinpoint accuracy are vital. Although these are great, there are only a very few of these devices that are made specifically for creative users. This is actually quite strange considering the number of devices, applications, and software available that cater to videographers, designers, photographers, and even writers. In fact, it would be really challenging to find a keyboard that focuses on design and creativity, just like Logitech's Craft, which comes in a simple, minimalist, yet pleasing design. When you take a look at the device, it doesn't scream complete creative control, which is something that the company advertises. However, you really can't deny that the Craft is a finely built device that is of high quality, and packed with a ton of features for artistic productivity and expression. Plus, it's also a very smart attempt at a creative-themed keyboard. Solid, but clunky. The Craft measures just short of 17 inches across, 5.88 inches from front to back, and about 1.13 inches thick. According to Logitech, the pitch, which is the distance from the center of one key to the next, is 19 millimeters, which is within the normal range for a standard-size keyboard. At just over 2 pounds, the keyboard lands on your desk with a thunk. Unfortunately, it lacks the traditional hinge or legs to adjust the slope, set at 4.7 degrees. It's absolutely sturdy, however, without any discernible flex. Connecting the Craft to your PC means pairing it either via Bluetooth, or with the associated Logitech unifying receiver. You'll also need to download the associated Logitech Options software, the secret sauce that connects the Craft's crown to the applications on your PC. The first cause for concern is battery life. According to Logitech, the Craft will last just a week with the backlight powered on. If you turn off backlighting, the 1500 mAh battery will last about 3 months. Charging the Craft took me about 6 hours via the Craft's USB-C cable. Logitech also includes a power switch on the front of the keyboard, another tip-off that the Craft consumes more juice than you might expect. Logitech certainly understands the basic requirements of a keyboard, and the Craft is thoughtfully designed. Along the top row of function keys, Windows users will find dedicated keys for switching between applications, launching Action Center notifications, minimizing applications, and locking the keyboard. You'll find the standard media controls, and keys to adjust either the keyboard backlighting or the brightness of the screen. There's also a handy calculator button, above the dedicated number pad. The Craft works with Macs as well as Windows PCs. Logitech accommodates both platforms, by incorporating a Start key and an Apple Command key as options on the Alt keys around the spacebar. 3 dedicated easy switch buttons, above the Home key, allow you to pair the Craft with up to 3 devices. Typing experience isn't up to snuff. I'm not entirely impressed with how the Craft functions on an everyday basis. It's actually nice for keys to have a slight concavity to guide your fingers, as the Craft's keys do, but the unusually deep dimple feels distracting to me. While the scissor switch mechanism under each key responds firmly, the 1.8mm key travel is rather shallow for a desktop keyboard. My fingers bottomed out too quickly to be comfortable. The spacebar also frequently emitted a slight annoying squeak when I struck it, but that could be a quirk particular to my review unit. The crown sets it apart. With any other keyboard, the review would end here. With the Logitech Craft though, we're just getting started. Obviously, the real reason to buy the Craft is the crown, the small dial that squats on the upper left-hand corner of the keyboard. It spins either smoothly or incrementally, depending on what kind of menu or function you're using with it. You can also press it, or press hold and turn it simultaneously. The crown is also touch sensitive, so just the lightest brush of your finger will trigger a pop-up on your screen indicating what function will trigger if you spin it. By default, spinning the crown adjusts your PC's audio volume. But you can assign pretty much whatever function you'd like. If you'd like the crown to be a Cortana button, it can be that. Logitech went the extra mile though, and developed custom profiles for many popular apps. Using the product. This is the best keyboard that I've ever tried when it comes to multitasking, considering that most of us are Adobe Suite and Microsoft Office users. The knob is something I consider as a big game changer. I've been using it a lot, and it makes things a whole lot easier and less time consuming. There are 2 features that I really loved. One is that the device gives off a dim yet soft light when in a low lit room. The other is the ability of this keyboard to operate 3 devices simultaneously. Overall, the performance is great, and I'm giving it a thumbs up for its performance and overall appearance. Logitech Flow. If you're using the Craft as merely a keyboard, you'd be better off buying one that's lighter, offers more configuration options, and is probably cheaper. Logitech Flow, though, offers an additional dimension of productivity that other manufacturers can't provide. Flow enables you to drag your mouse cursor to the edge of the screen, where it jumps to another PC. Since the keyboard can essentially be paired with the mouse, this means you can use the mouse and keyboard with different PCs. Even better, Flow also allows you to copy files and text between those PCs, allowing them to work within a single unified environment. The catch, of course, is that you have to buy both a Flow-enabled mouse and keyboard. Spending so much on the Craft keyboard for its crown might be hard to justify. Paying even more for a mouse will hit your wallet even harder. But Flow helps make the purchases more palatable. The price of innovation. Logitech clearly realizes it has something unique in the Craft, and has priced it accordingly. Sadly, to enjoy the crown plus the full benefit of Flow requires you to spend even more on a Flow-enabled mouse. As a keyboard, the Craft definitely has room for improvement, so it all boils down to this. If you're thinking about buying the Craft as just a keyboard, don't. But if you have other tablets and convertibles lying around doing nothing, the Flow software and the crown make the Logitech Craft a tempting piece of productivity hardware.